What's up guys, and welcome to another YuGiOh Duel video. So this is the last day of the KCGT, and on the 13th of June, as you know, there will be a new event incoming, and that is the Tag Duel Tournament. So for this Tag Duel Tournament, you'll stand a chance to obtain the new UR card Galaxy Cleric, as well as the SR card Fortune Lady Fire. And do keep note, most of the cards from the previous event is also available, and knowing the Tag Duel Tournament is definitely gonna have a lottery, so it's gonna be a great way for you to earn your skill chips or gems, as well as some other cards that you managed to miss out on the previous upcoming events. And aside from that, for the KCGT, since this is the last day, I basically just stopped and just stay as I am. So I managed to reach D level 12 overall, and most of the decks that I encountered are very meta in terms of either it's a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, Dark Magicians, and with Destiny draws, as well as certain other archetypes that I am not used to seeing, such as a Subterrors that's actually fun to see after a long time. So as you know, I also tried out different other decks myself, such as Malphos, and also Evil Tile, Nordics, slash Azir, along with this deck that I'm currently using, Ancient Gear Golem. So the Ancient Gear archetype for this, I'm using the skill called Battle Ancient Gear. The requirements are as follows, so you're required to have level 8 or less Ancient Gear monsters in your deck only, and you cannot have Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon because that actually is a level 9, so they'll actually not allow you to activate this skill. But if you do manage to construct a deck following the requirements, you can summon Ancient Gear Golem or Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound for free. No tribute at all, just normal summon just like that. And best of all, the second effect is that if you have Ancient Gear Golem on the field, you can set a polymerization from outside of your deck in a spell and trap zone. That way, if you are not playing any polymerizations, that's fine, because as long as you manage to get your Ancient Gear Golem out, that's pretty fine as well. But it's best to play at least 1 or 2 copies just in case. And if you're not going to be polymerization, then you can play Ancient Gear Hunting Hound, which is pretty much fun as well. This is basically Cyber Pharaohs, but for Ancient Gear monsters, but that does not have 2100 defense. Instead, it inflicts 300 burn damage, and also has the effect of Cyber Pharaohs of fusing monsters, including itself, as materials. So with that being the case, this card is searchable by using either Ancient Gear Frame or Ancient Gear Wyvern. And speaking of searching cards, the mini event for the Tour Guide Bingo missions allows you to obtain Ancient Gear Box. This card is quite interesting to use, especially since it has 2000 defense, but here is the effect. If this card is added from the deck or graveyard to your hand except by drawing it, add an Earth Machine type monster with 500 attack or defense from your deck to your hand. So why is this important? Because this allows you to add Ancient Gear Knight, which has 500 defense. So that essentially means that you can go into an ancient. You can basically use it as a fusion material, or even use it to summon onto the field during the next following turn. But most of the time, if you're going to be searching for it, you would actually be using it for fusion for the ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. This allows you to go for an OTK, and if you want to scare your opponent and to trick them into not activating their MST on your Gear Town, this is one way to actually scare them, because sometimes they are not sure whether you'll have a Reactor Dragon, because most of the time the assumption is that you will have a Reactor Dragon inside your Ancient Gear deck. But since ours does not have any Reactor Dragon, this card is still useful in terms of actually getting out monsters like Ancient Gear Beast, or even any other Ancient Gear monsters that requires a tribute, which is of a higher level. Since Gear Town cuts off 1 tribute, you only be using 1 tribute for that particular monster as well. But aside from that, the main focus is still getting Ancient Gear Golem out, so you can play up to 3 Ancient Gear Golems, or 2. Quite up to you really. And aside from that, the mini events that's also been going on is the Carly's Fortune Telling event, which basically allows you to obtain either gems, skill chips, jewels, or even basically like coins. The rewards are quite randomized, but the requirements are easy to fulfill, so do not worry about that. And for Tour Guide Bingo missions, you should have completed up to the 5th sheet by now, and basically compile a lot of gems, so as you can see on my gem counter on top. Basically, I I went through this entire event with basically less than 1,000 gems, so right now I basically have almost 2,000 gems overall. So that's one cool factor to think about. But for the KCGT event, as usual, this event is a PvP event, and you know that I prefer story-driven kind of events so that because it's much more interesting. But if you are the type to enjoy PvP duels, that's great as well. So I hope you manage to get the highest D levels and also get some pretty interesting rewards. But speaking of rewards, let's get to this part real quick. So the KCGT slash KC Cup, most of the rewards for the different 4 packs remains the same. Just as for the KCGT, you only have the chance to obtain the game mats and also the card sleeve exclusive to this event, which is pretty much saddening in a way that there isn't actually much incentive if you're trying to get me to play in a PvP duel. Well, aside from getting the gems, of course, but still, there's still got to be something that's actually worth participating in this event so that I can, you know, get something much more exclusive for this event as a whole. But anyways, that's all I'm gonna talk about. I hope the KCGT will improve in next time in terms of rewards and also providing much more stuff. I mean, they actually did in terms of the EX jewels, as you can see. Previously, the EX jewels was about 100 EX jewels, but now they amped it up to 150. So I guess that's actually one way they actually increase the chance for you to obtain more packs and all that. But still, but overall, I'm not gonna complain because this kind of event is basically for those who are very excited for PvP duels to show off what they got. But for me, I prefer pretty much very chill duels, and I enjoy those kind of story-driven events as a whole, and trying out different other archetypes. So as I did mention, I tried out non-popular archetypes like Jirax, Azirs, Malphos, and also Ancient Gear, even though it's considered a semi-meta deck, but still it is interesting to try it out in the KCGT, since it hasn't been played much compared to Pendulums nowadays. Anyway, so I guess that's it for the video, guys. For those of you who are still participating in the KCGT, I wish you luck to finish out the preliminaries and also get enough points to pass through to the next. And also for those who are just waiting for this event to end, do not worry, since tomorrow will be a new event for the Tag Duel tournament. I'll cover that event and also post a video regarding how the event flows, as well as the new interesting other stuff that's standby at the ready. So relax and have a great day.